Hi YouTube, hi everybody, hi, how you doing today? It's gonna be a much shorter video, but I want to talk about the importance of having your own hobbies, your own maybe even career if you like to work, your own friends, keeping communication with your family. I want to tell you why it's so important to stay in your lane even after marriage, even after so many years of relationship, or especially at the beginning when you just start dating. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, you can always put it down below. So I have to admit that I've done this mistake in the past, and once in a while I will also go into that mode, like it's so comfortable just being with that one person. You feel like you don't want to go out, like you don't want to go and see your friends. You feel like there is no need for anybody else in your life. And when this happens, when you start to give away your hobbies, when you literally like you are not being bothered to see your friends, to talk to your family, all you want to do is to literally spend time with him, straight away I'm gonna say you're gonna make troubles. It's gonna create problems in your relationship. And hear me out. The problem with that scenario is you're gonna start treating your husband, your boyfriend, I don't like this word, I hate the word boyfriend, but let's say you do have a boyfriend or your any other half, and you feel like you're always with him, you always talk about everything. It's gonna create the feeling of him being your girlfriend rather than being your man. If you tell him every single story and every single detail about what happened, how you're feeling, if it's good or bad, there is no mystery, and he's literally gonna feel like, well, hold on, she's talking like all the time. He's gonna switch, like he has that like switch off button in his head, and he will be like, oh yeah. He will act like he's listening to you, but deep down it's gonna be like in and out. Oh, she's all like, she's on again about her girlfriend, or she's on again about how she feels about house. There is so much magic if you go out and do you. He will start missing you, he will start to take you on the dates, and he will start to romance you. And I promise, unless he never done that in the past and you're just trying to make him jealous, or you're trying to create the space where when he's just not your man and it never supposed to work, then yes, my advice is not going to work on you. I'm talking about healthy relationships. If you know you once had him, if you know like in the past he was able to take you on a date and plan dates, and he was like texting you and wanted to know how you're feeling, how you are, and all of a sudden you feel like he doesn't do that anymore. He's not my man, he's not that interested in me. A lot of girls, what we would do in that scenario, we will be more loving, we will be more sweet, we will like dress sexy and try to use that our feminine aggressive way, just to say like, hey, this is who I am and this is where I am, why you don't see me. But I promise you that's not gonna work. All it's gonna do is gonna create more drama. He's gonna feel like you're always on him. You're gonna feel like he's rejecting you big times. And as I said, I've done this mistake in the past, and even like after we got married, I feel like I've stopped doing a lot of things that I supposed to be doing. And it wasn't intentionally as such. I was like, we were nearly married, and it was so excited for me, but on the other point it was also very stressful and hard because I had to leave everything and had to move and live with him. And I feel like that's how it should be. You can always give yourself a few weeks or months, but I think you always have to go back to where you were, okay? So for me, I love volleyball, I love playing volleyball, and what I'm doing gradually, I'm just gonna go on more and more trainings. I'm gonna find new clubs, and I'm gonna do dancing and do like, all these funny, exciting things. I wouldn't really recommend to talk bad about your relationship, why you being with your friends, or why you on the phone with your family. Don't criticize your relationship whatsoever. If there is something you really want to, like there is a feeling deep down you need to process it, just write it down. Just buy a book, buy a journal, and just start writing all this nasty feeling down and see if they're actually there for a reason. And because all the feelings that you have, they're always going to be for a reason. If he did something that really upset you, so I always ask myself, is that feeling 100% right? So let's say I'm gonna be like mad on my husband, or even like it works with your family, with your friends. I always ask myself, am I mad because I don't have any boundaries? Am I mad because they actually did something wrong and they cross me and that's it? So I will give you the example of this. In the past, I used to have like good friend. I would be always helping her and do everything, and she just wasn't there when I needed her. And every time when we would come together and just chat about our life, she would be the one talking like there is no end. Yeah, she would be talking. 3 hours later, and she would ask me, so how are you? You know, by that time, I was like already bored. Yeah, for me, when I meet my friends and there is a communication, communication that starts somewhere, and then she's gonna say something, I will say something. Obviously, there are times when I'm gonna allow her to speak, and there's gonna be times when she's gonna allow me to speak. That's absolutely fine. But if somebody just talks, if somebody just dumps the shit on you, you don't feel good about it, and I completely understand. So imagine if that's happening with your relationship at the moment. If you have nobody else, you only have him, and you just talk. And women, we always talk, we love talking, that's our nature. And men usually don't handle our talking all the time well. So you need to give him a space, so he's gonna chase you back again. Things that I wouldn't recommend is obviously, I've seen it, especially in the younger generation, I've seen that happening a lot. They're trying to get attention, and then they're trying to make, let's say they're trying to make the husband jealous. So they will go out and talk to a few random stranger guys, or they will even flirt with them in a very aggressive way. I don't believe this is the right thing to do. It's breaking the trust, it's breaking your relationship, and I think it's actually showing a quite low value behavior. Yeah, it doesn't mean you are low value, it just means that you've got so many insecurities and you just don't know how to get his attention. So all you can do is just go out and have parties with somebody else. No, don't do it. Please don't try to make him jealous by that behavior. Unless you're single and you're just in the dating process, obviously you can do whatever the hell you want. But if you're in a loving, a long-lasting, committing relationship, I would definitely recommend to stick to your hobbies and stick to what you love. If you're gonna be fulfilled inside you, let's say you love singing and this is your passion, it makes your heart sing, it makes your soul full, just go and start classrooms, or just dance when you take in the shower and sing when you take in the shower. Just use that gift to fulfill yourself, because you can be so happy just with yourself and within yourself, and this is the good time when you're gonna give that happiness back. If you're not gonna be fulfilled by a lot of other things, your partner is gonna feel it, he's gonna see it, he's gonna see you as a bit unhappy person. And let's say that he's the one providing and you can just stay at home and relax. And there is a lot of complaining. So at that stage, he's gonna feel like I'm going out to work, I'm providing everything for her, and she's still nagging me, she's still unhappy about something. And sometimes it can be the way we communicate with them, with our partners. Sometimes it can be our tone of voice. Actually, they've done the studies. They're not as important as our body language, our tone of voice, the way we speak, the way we sit, the way we look at them. They got our energy. So if you're mad that he's not doing something, if you're mad that he's not taking you on dates anymore, just nagging him, it's not gonna work 100%. It's just gonna push him away even more. If he's not coming towards you, that's a brilliant time to go and do something completely else. And I feel that right now I've learned that when my husband is not coming towards me, this is me time. Yeah, I'm taking myself out. If I really feel like there is a need to do something, I'm not gonna nag him and I'm not gonna be like, you need to do this or you haven't done this. Imagine, just realize that a lot of the arguments that's happening in your relationship, they're not happening for actual reason. So let me give you example. Let's say once, like back then, few months or few weeks or few years ago, you used to be lovey-dovey. You were so happy that you were just with one another. Back then you didn't really see all the small things that, the small things that he was doing, it didn't bother you. Right now, because you're mad on him on something, you're gonna pick up on all the small details. Why you didn't wash your mug? Why you didn't take the kids? Why you didn't do this? Why you haven't done that? Every single time when you say that, he's withdrawn from you more and more. He's taking a step back because he feel like, now I have to protect myself from her. She will treat you as an enemy. And this is really not a good place to be. It's not good for you, it's not good for him. And usually what I feel, the more you're going to discuss the problem, the more you're going to create that problem. So it's going to come back once and again. So stop discussing that and start to live your life to the fullest. If that means, so for the ladies who work and you just feel like you're so overwhelmed and you feel like you need your time, just give yourself as much time as possible. Even if you have the family, I would say create time for yourself. When you have kids, I do understand it must be very, very difficult. Some people have kids, some people have families, elder people that they need to look after, their parents. Life is so different for everybody else. So me telling you, you need at least 2 hours a day for yourself, obviously that's not going to be impossible for everybody. So you need to decide and see where is the best time to say stop and literally push everybody back and say, this is me time. It can be, you can even say this is mommy's time, and ask your husband to go and take the kids, and ask him to take the kids outside so you can be inside the house by yourself, but don't start cleaning straight away. Yeah, that's usually what I'm doing. When I'm stressed, I clean and I clean and I clean and I clean, and God forbid that somebody is gonna walk into the kitchen and they're gonna just get messy, they're gonna make the whole kitchen messy. I'll be like, I will be so frustrated at that point. I feel like I want to clean even more and more. By the end of the day, I will realize I haven't done anything for myself. I feel tired, I feel resentful. Then my husband's gonna ask me oh, would you like to watch a movie with me? And I'll be like, no. The last thing right now for me is to see you. Because you just don't feel like you're full within yourself. Yeah, if you keep giving and giving and giving to other people, you're gonna feel like they're taking away from you. So having a me time, having your own hobbies, your own friends, it's more important than you can imagine. Also, I understand the importance of having time for him, having time for your husband, even for your wife, obviously, for your other half. It's so important to have that time. But if you see he's not giving you his 100%, don't give him your 100%, honey. You go and take yourself out if it needs to be. Even if you have to create a date with yourself, so you're gonna dress nice, you're gonna put the makeup on, and you're gonna wear your favorite heels, your favorite dress. You're not gonna tell him what you do, where you're going, you're just gonna take yourself out. And I know some people's gonna feel very weird about it, how can I go to a restaurant and just eat by myself? It's so liberating. You're just walking in, they ask how many people, is it gonna be somebody joining you? You're like, no, it's gonna be only me. And you're gonna order whatever the hell you want. You're not gonna look at the budget, you're not gonna be like, I can't spend that much money. No, you just take what you want. You feel like somebody else is taking you on a date, and you're just gonna feel so fulfilled. You're gonna come back home. You're not even gonna say what's happened. Yeah, if he asks, did you have a good day? Yes, honey, I had a wonderful day. Thank you. Yeah, because he doesn't have to know. He doesn't have to know every single minute what you're doing, who you're texting to, what did your mom say about this and that. Stop talking all this nonsense. It's nonsense. Nobody cares. and he doesn't care either. He's not your therapist, he's not your coach, he's not your boy, he's not your son, so you don't have to look after him. Like a lot of us have the feeling that once we married, we have to look after that person because they can't handle the life without us. And I've seen that so many times happening. Like, what nonsense is that? And I felt in that trap too. I was like, cooking and breakfast, dinners, lunch, everything, making sure he's happy, he's fulfilled, he's full, and he's never going to be hungry next to me. But girl, he can make the sandwich by himself, and he's going to be fine if you're out for a few minutes or a few hours. So if you want, you can start journalizing. You can take the piece of paper and write everything that you wanted to do one day. Yeah, so let's say you always wanted to try and do the cooking classes, but you were always afraid, or you never had time. You always thought that, oh, maybe he's not gonna like this. Don't think about what he's gonna like. The best advice I can give you, never ever stress about what he's gonna think about your action, as long as it doesn't hurt relationship. So it's not like you going out with somebody, like a male friend, or you're going on a date with somebody else. That's not what I'm talking about. If you're doing something for yourself, it's not gonna hurt him. And if he's gonna start complaining that, oh, right now you're going out and you're leaving me, you're doing this and this, you just smile and say, yes, and I love doing it. It's like my me time. Thank you so much, honey, for providing this. Just be happy. Men, I think like men, they have very hard lives, and sometimes they love mourning to us about us sometimes, but we just have to say, okay, thank you. Sometimes your husband can even complain about the fact that you've got too much clothing. Yeah, so let's say that he brought a lot of that, or he bought a lot of that pieces for you, and the time when he's gonna start complaining, you just have to smile and say, yes, honey, I've got it because of you, thank you so much, and I'm so happy. Yeah, you're not gonna take it deep, you're not gonna get offensive, you're not gonna be like, like when women get mad because of everything the guy's saying. Stop it. Be happy, be smiling, be you, and keep going your own way. That's the best advice I can give you. I love you so much. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below. Take care. Bye.